Hello everybody, welcome into Rock Painting 101. Today we're going to do another fun and easy Mother's Day rock design for you. So this one's going to be kind of in a pointillism style. I've got just a few different colors that I'm going to work with today. I've got yellow, a teal, and kind of a pink. These two are from they call them natural colors, but I think they're just kind of very pastel and fun. And then this 1M is just from the basic yellow pack. For this design, obviously, I'm going to do Mother's Day, but really any holiday or name or whatever you want to put in here would work. The main thing we're going to do is just create our word mom in dots to get us started. So just nice and easily kind of create your letters as if you were making a dot font, and just up and down. If you need to write it on first, you can, but this is pretty simple at this moment. Now, I'm choosing two colors that complement each other really well, so they're not going to blend together. It will help this lettering actually stand out a lot more. It might be even hard to see it right now, but it's going to stand out more once I put the opposite style color, like reds and greens are opposite, blue and orange is opposite, orange or purple and yellow are opposite on the color wheel. So if you can kind of go across the color wheel from each other, that's best. Now I'm just going to go along that same line, and I'm going to kind of dot my way over my letters again. And it's okay if you're filling in gaps. Eventually, that's the way it's going to look anyways. Don't worry too much about your placement. We're just kind of dotting it in there. And you'll be able to see your letter just a little bit more once you've done that. Okay, now we're going to start with our complementary color. We're going to go along the outside edge of our word. So again, I've got this kind of teal color, so it's going to really stand out from the pink. I'm just going to go along the edge of the M, nice and slow first, so that I know that I'm creating the shape of that M. I don't want to accidentally put any blue over the pink, because we do want that pink to stand out when we're all said and done. All right, so again, I promise it will start to look more like something as we move along, but there we go. We've got our little bit of our outlines. Once you've got your outlines on there, we're gonna fill in the gaps. So I already kind of filled in the O here a little bit. I'm gonna fill in the inside of our M here a little bit. Just kind of dot, 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 dot to fill it in. Don't worry about overlapping dots. Dot, dot, dot to fill it in. Okay, under this O in between the M's, we can kind of dot, dot, dot and fill that area in. You could do this with dotting tools, definitely. It would be a lot of back and forth, but you can definitely do it with dotting tools. The biggest thing is make sure you're lifting with your dots. You don't want a bunch of dashes. Even though some of them will turn into dashes when they're stacked up on each other, it's still like the dots when you're really paying attention and looking up close. So if you get a bunch of dashes, it won't come together quite the same. One or two is not going to hurt anything, but just really try to bounce up and down without clicking your pen. You don't want to actually click it, because then you might get a puddle on your rock. Just like that. All right, and see, you can already see your word in there quite a bit more. Doodle off your tip in case you get any dust or anything in there. And we're going to go right back to our pink. I'm going to go right along my pink line again, just in case any of that teal crossed over, which can happen. I've seen a few spots on mine where that teal kind of crossed over. Don't want any of that on there. I want my letters to stand out when it's all said and done. Just like that. And you'll see all of a sudden the word is definitely popping out on there for you. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue with my teal all the way to the edge. You can work in small areas and slowly add it up on one area, or you can go spread it out all the way around and just keep going around in circles. Whatever works best for you to fill it in. I'm not going to put it quite as dense as I'd have it in the middle because I'm going to add a little bit more pink design on the outside. But I'm just going to go around the whole thing and just add some dots, and then we'll check back in. Okay, once your rock is pretty well saturated with your teal, I'm going to come in with my pink, and I'm just going to create little 5-petal flowers, just a couple of them, just to add some color on the outer edges. So I'm just going to dot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots close together like that, almost in a little bit like a circle. And then we'll pull them together with a little dab of yellow, and then we're going to add a few dots of yellow, smaller dots throughout the design, just for an added little punch of color. 1, 2, 3, 4, let's go 5. I always like to do odd numbers of things. I'm not sure why. Something they probably learned in art class forever ago. All right, make sure you doodle off your tip in case you got any teal on there. Now I've got my very fine tip, Polska yellow, and I'm just going to dab my yellow dot in the center of these flowers, and these flowers are going to need a second coat. I can tell already I pulled a little bit of teal up into them. So I'm just going to add my little dots of yellow in the center of each of these flowers, like so. And then I'm just going to add a couple little dots around of yellow throughout the teal. And these are going to be even smaller just because it's the 1M pen. But it will just add just another little element of color to your design. And this is optional. It's just up to you if you want to do it or not. Like I said, these are all meant to be inspiration. You can copy the design or you can take it to another level. Just if you do something, you stumble across something that looks amazing, make sure you come back and share. Always looking for fun new ideas. All right, so I'm going to go back with my pink one last time here on these flowers. And sometimes when you're working with the pens, when things are wet, they look a little bit more opaque than when they dry anyways, but a second coat never hurts anything. There we go. And if you want to go ahead and give your M a couple more dabs, you can. If there's any areas you think you want them to be thicker. I think it reads okay, then you're all right. There we go. Bring it up a little closer so you can see all those little details in there with those little yellow dots. There's just something about adding that little brightness in there. It's kind of fun. So super simple design. Anybody can pull this off. If you make a mistake, you just dot over it and keep on going. So I hope you enjoyed this simple rock painting tutorial for beginners. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and follow along for more quick and easy rock painting ideas. Bye-bye now.